Hi guys, this is Toasty and we're going to do a little Sims 4 speed build today. And today's build, I built it for my Sims family that owned the previous restaurant build I've done. So yeah, and the two build have quite similar aesthetic, I would think. And yeah, so my Sims had given birth to twins. So I was like, oh, they can't live in the restaurant anymore, so they have to have their own little house in the suburbs. So this is NEWCREST. I built it in NEWCREST. I just thought it was pretty nice to have a little kind of like, imagine them as sort of a startup husband wife team that owns a restaurant, and they slowly gained reputation of serving organic fusion interesting food, and then they build a little house in a new city. That's kind of like my background idea when it comes to this build. But the original, the original build, the building, like the outside architectural design is heavily inspired, and I kind of wanted to replicate a real life build that I've seen that's really interesting. Basically, the architect designed the real life building that I replicate from is called Ken Crossan. He is I think he's a New Zealand architect, and this building that I have reference from definitely is in New Zealand. Yeah, I really enjoy his works. I will put the links to his website and also the actual building like in the description, so you can have a look at yourself. I really thought it's really interesting. Like, I mean, things buildings are interesting, but real life architecture is a bit more interesting than Sims building, in my opinion. So yeah, it'd be really cool if you guys can check that out as well. So I'm all for learning a bit more about things, just in general. Always learn a bit more stuff. That's always good. So anyway, he's the architect Ken Crossan. I really like his work. His work is always, to me, it has a very environmental kind of consciousness, but in a way that's kind of simplistic. I always ban out about the tiny house movement, so his work has kind of that aesthetic to it. So everything he does is very human sized. Nothing is too grandeur, nothing is too extra. So everything was built for a purpose. So nothing is done, so he doesn't does things just because. Everything has a functional reason. So that's also a aesthetic that I really enjoy in terms of architecture design wise. But yeah, and also about that building that I have reference around, it's called Hut on Slates, and the original building, like the client's what client wanted was to build this building on a beach that is eroding as the year went on. So it's a eroding beach, which means that the beach is getting eaten away by the ocean as time went on. So when he designed it, so he has to design it on top of two slates. So it's kind of like a wooden beam structure that kind of props the building up. So if you use a tractor or something, you can actually move the building more inland as the sea was like coming towards the land. I think that makes sense. But anyway, that's originally that idea of the build. So that's also that's why the building is kind of small in terms of size. And also the building was supposed to just function as a holiday hut, kind of like a beach hut. And also it took inspiration from those lifeguarding huts in New Zealand. I've never seen those, but I know lifeguard huts, they have to have elevated ground and also it will protect the lifeguard against elements, so it has good coverage, but it also doesn't distort his visibility of what he's trying to look at. Like, he needs to actually be able to see what's going on, so it needs to be elevated above so you can see towards the horizon. So, and also that has that kind of element of idea. So you can read more about it in the description on the website. They definitely worded it much better than I just did. But anyway, for me for the interior, I definitely adapted my own. So I have my own Sims and they have their own needs and stuff, so I can't exactly, copy I didn't know what interior looks like in the actual build because there is no image, but the exterior is as much as I can get it to look exactly like that, because I actually do like, but there's lots of stuff that I unable to replicate in the Sims. Like for example, if you can see the glass 2-story tall windows in the original build, they're both of them closed, and the wooden shutters, which we don't have shutters here, so I use these roof pieces. Just imagine those roof pieces actually comes down and it close up the whole entire building, and it will box it up, so all the window will be protected. So it's in the way that they design it, because it's a holiday hut, also near the beach, so I imagine there's going to be a lot of sea air and sea breeze and salt. It will damage the building structure, so imagine they're not there. And I also think most of the months you won't be in the beach, so nobody's taking care of the building, so I imagine they will just like close the shutter up, and the building will be protected from the elements, from the sea salt, which is very damaging to a building, especially if you have metal pots. So imagine that, and all the wooden shutters closed down, it will be very protected, and also look kind of naturalistic against the very rural backdrop, so it doesn't actually stand out too much. I think it's a very clever idea of incorporating, also using it as aesthetic, but also being very functional. That's another thing that I really like in terms of architecture design wise. And function wise and interior, obviously I have to bear in mind I have 4 Sims to cater to. I didn't actually manage to put enough beds in to fit all 4 Sims. I didn't plan for my Sim to get twins. Okay, I only assumed she's gonna get like 1 child, because it's very rare for me, my Sims, whatever reason, to get twins. So I was really surprised when she got twins. So that was not something I expected, but it's okay. And also I love these very tall, like put together a library space. So I have these bookshelves that I really like. I really wanted to, when I have my own house, I would love to have a bookshelf that's covered an entire wall. That would be that just looks aesthetically really interesting, and it's very difficult. It's actually pretty difficult. I use both shelving space and also those cabinets and also bookshelf to make up a realistic looking bookshelf. So yeah, I found out it's kind of it's pretty difficult to make it look realistic. So I think I did an okay job. I'm quite proud of this. It's got functioning bathroom. It's pretty small, but not too small. I would actually advise, if you're gonna use this building for your family, to have just 2 or 3 things. I'll be a pretty good build for a single parent household, I would think, because later on when you see I did put in a double bed, but usually you Sims can scoot over, but for whatever reason the Sim didn't manage to scoot over on the double bed. I don't know why, but if you can manage to get the double bed to work, I don't think why not. You can have 3 Sim family, but I would advise just have 2 Sims in this house. It's pretty compact. I like it. I quite like it. I really enjoy making this. I like this little kitchen that I did. A kitchen unit is full size, and it actually has quite a lot of counter space. So if you wanted to, you can put a bit more appliances in there. I didn't go like extreme in terms of decorating, because from my previous build, I've worked out that I need to decorate a little bit less, but more strategically place stuff. So yeah, instead of just like cluttering everything up, I should just have 2 or 3 interesting ideas. And then also recently I watched, if you haven't watched Unseen Supply, James's new video about his apartment building, he did a lot of these split levels. That's very interesting. So you have like 1 floors, and then he put object arms like a bed. If you lift the beds, I didn't actually know that if you lift the beds in midair, you can still use it, but you can't put stuff underneath it, because you have to imagine that actually on a on the server, like take up the foot space on the ground. So in that way he managed to actually make split level builds. I think that's really cool. That's something I can definitely, because this build theoretically in the real life version of this, it's only one story, but it's very tall one story, so the second story is actually split level. So here obviously there's quite too many stuff for me to use James's method of split leveling to make it actually functional in Sims 4. So I had to use 2 floors. But if I actually works as a split level, Sims, please, fingers crossed, please let us have split level. It will be so amazing, because I just want to make loads of loft space. I love lofts. I just want to make loft spaces. I love these tiny builds, and every single tiny build I see is it's made possible because of split leveling. So usually you have split level and you put a bed on top of it. That's the 9 out of 10. That's how they do it. So I really wanted to have that be possible, please, Sims, pretty please. But anyway, yeah, I didn't manage to fit in a 3-piece bathroom, not a 4-piece, unfortunately. It's a bit ambitious, a little bit too ambitious, but yeah, I quite like it. And it's the coloring of it is pretty neutral as well. It's very wood, naturalistic, neutral coloring as well. But if you want to change it, it'll be really easy to change the color of things. And yeah, it's something that I'm actually quite proud of it. I think I'm gonna do a bit more builds when I base it off from really all the real life architecture that I really enjoy, because I think that's really good, because you would look, but obviously you will look at me like creatively. I have to actually have to work quite creatively in terms of how to, because you can't replicate everything in the Sims like in real life stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you have to think about, how you use certain object to replicate the real life version. That's also what I find most interesting in terms of creatively, in terms of when I'm building stuff, is figuring these puzzles out. That's what I find mostly what I like to do. But at the same time, I really enjoy like letting other people know about real life architecture, because I love Sims. I do like the Sims architecture, but I like real life architecture a bit more. You know, it's real. It's something that you can live in real life. It's out there. People have built it. So I really like, I think I'm gonna do a bit more of these well I kind of like replicate a lot of like real life buildings, and maybe, I don't know, let you guys talk about them a little bit, so you guys know, so you guys can actually do your research yourself. You can maybe look at their work and take inspiration that way. I think that's a pretty neat thing to do. So in the future, you might expect me to do a bit more of these builds when I kind of base it off on real buildings. I think that's pretty cool. Interior wise, yeah, interior is I've just let it do whatever I want. Yeah, here is when I realized that I kind of need another bedroom, because so far I can just about get 1 or 2 Sims to sleep here, so I need to have a little bedroom. You know what I could have done? I could have done a bunk bed in this room and maybe make it work. I think actually I probably can't, because it's too narrow. That building is far too narrow for me to make a bunk bed to work. But I'll be maybe I can use L shape. If I take up one part of that building to L shape, I probably can make it work into 2 bedroom. But I didn't really want to. I think this builder will be perfect for a 3, like realistically speaking, 2-3 Sims is maximum. But I fit 4 Sims into this household, so it's alright. It's doable. It's okay. It's not terrible. But I really like this little nook as well. Also, the Sims able to, it does glitch out a little bit, because Sims can actually sit on that stool. I didn't realize they can. I just assumed they couldn't, so I put it really close to it. So I wanted to have a more space. So for the Sim to walk in the walkway. So I didn't realize, but my Sims, when I had them working there, I had my Sims like walk through that like stick onto that seat quite easily, so it kind of glitches in because they get cut right in the midriff by that shelf. So that's a bit funny to look at, but it's not too bad. It's good. There's not a lot of skill building. Also, I don't really actually like putting a lot of skill building things in my builds, because, you know, it seems to have different, your Sims can build whatever skill they want, so you can just get whatever you need for it to work. Yeah, I did tone down a lot about, well, this is kind of my version of toned down decoration. Say whatever you want, but to me it's kind of toned down. I used to just go bonkers and just put loads of like just rubbish everywhere, and I didn't record some of the retouching I did to the builds, but I did retouch it quite heavily in the end. So whatever the version I put up in the gallery is slightly bit different. I always like to go into the build afterwards and then have my sim living inside and figure out what works and what doesn't, and I will tweak a little bit, because I'll always sleep on my build for at least 1 or 2 days at least. So I always find that if I sleep on a design a bit more and then look at it in a later day, I will definitely change it up. Some things I might think it was a good idea at a time, it probably is a very, very bad idea. And also and for the children's bedroom, I went for a kind of a pink theme. I don't think pink is very gender specific color. I mean, obviously people think pink, pink and blue, girls and boys, that's very gender specific. To me, it's not really. I mean, the two kids that's in this household, both of them boys, so whatever. I think it's 21st century, people just whatever, gender specificity could just go out the window. People just do whatever color they want. So if you want to change it to different colors, fairly easy, like dead easy to change the color in Sims. So yeah, I just wanted to have it pink because I like that night light with the teal and pink color. I just thought it's really nice color, and it goes with the cream and kind of and cream, and I have no idea what that color is, but it's kind of a lie. I really like those new carpets as well. Those new carpets are definitely the bomb. I love it. So yeah, I managed to fit quite a lot of stuff. I fit a little desk and computer in as well in this room, so that's a lot of stuff to fit in. I genuinely quite enjoy the fact that in this Sims that you can actually combo a lot of furniture. I think I'll go on about it every speed build. I will go on and on about how I love the comboing effect of these furnitures, but that's the truth. I really enjoy it. I just like the fact that you're able to like squish certain object together and make it work. It's pretty cool. I mean, realistic life wise, like if I look around me, the place I'm in, loads of stuff on top of everything, and some of my furniture just, they're all combo furnitures. I put loads of stuff on top of each other, so my house is completely cluttered. This is a completely clutter hole of a house. It's almost like hoarder's paradise. Well, it's not completely hoarders, because you'll be bonkers. Have you watched this show called Hoarders? I watched it recently, and it's just unbelievable somehow some people manage to make their house this cluttered. And I look at my house like around, I thought I'm like super hoarder tendency of not like throwing things away, but these people are bonkers. Like, anyway, I think I'm pretty much done, and later on you will see some screenshots. I also did a kind of a time speed up time video of the build in the end, so you can see different like lightning effects and how it kind of changes as the day went on. I thought that was really interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot, I totally didn't do the landscaping. I completely is gonna like skip the landscaping. I really should just skip landscaping. I'm really terrible when it comes to landscaping. I don't know how to make it look realistic. Like, it's very difficult for me to make it look good. I just do stuff whatever I want, and then the final thing, actually I added quite a lot of stuff on top of that box, because I kept going to the preview of the build, and whatever that screenshot they showed me, because the interesting shot of the building is not on this side, but it's on the back side. But obviously the front door is on this side, so when you go to like show preview of the build, you will see the building and it will just have a very boring boxy look to it. I just don't think it actually looked kind of good. So later on when I went in to the design bit, I actually added a bit more of like grass and hanging like wall plants and stuff onto the build, so make it a little bit more interesting, I think. So, and it looks kind of nicer in the preview than here. Yeah, it looks good on the back, but on the front it's not so good looking, unfortunately. No. Yeah, I tried to do a bit of landscaping because it looks a bit bare. Actually, I should have just left it as it is, you know. It wouldn't actually look so bad. Now I look back at it, actually doesn't look so bad without landscaping. If I left it as it is, it would just look like, maybe I can have like a back garden. It's just another thing that it doesn't quite make sense. It's just, I don't know how much space this has. Because the original build, I'm going back to like the original build, is on a beach, so you don't exactly necessarily have fencing around there. So this is more of an urban environment, so I have to think about stuff like, realistic speaking, you don't want people to walk straight into your backyard, so you do want to fence it off, obviously, but it kind of just, it does kind of distract the aesthetic of the build. So it probably works. Now I think about it, it probably would better if it was in a, say if it's in Windenburg and the island lot, or it would look kind of nice in what's it called? What is called that holiday bit in the woods? I've forgotten that place's name. No, but it's the holiday cabins and whatever and woods thing, and it's holiday lot, so it will look actually kind of better maybe. I definitely think that might be a better lot. So if you wanted to change it and put it in a different lot, that will definitely work as well. So yeah, I think that will probably work a little bit better than whatever I'm doing here. But so far, it's not bad. There's a load of like potted plants and greenery and stuff, because it's also had that sort of the original build, I would say it has a bit of alpine touch, but I don't know, that word is getting so diluted. Okay, I finished the build and there's some screenshots. As you can see, I did change a little bit, added a monkey bar because it looks kind of neat. And yeah, as you can see, I definitely added loads more of detailing outside, especially not so much inside. Inside is pretty much as you see in the speed build, will be the same. But yeah, screenshots of love these. I love that double wall space, like shelving units. That's one of my favorites. Little compact bedroom. I just like that shot. That shot is very, very cool. This is pretty cool as well. This upstairs, downstairs. I love these paintings. These are like my favorite paintings. And it has really, oh, oops, I forgot to fix the bathroom, so it's really waterlogged. No, but anyway, this is a very quick here's the really quick time. It's not really a time lapse, but it's just a speed up time version, so you can see the lighting, because I really want to show you guys the lighting differences between day and night while it comes on. And after that, I'll also show you a little bit of the what's the word? I keep forgetting words these days. I'm getting old. No, yeah, it's floor pan. That's it. The last thing you're gonna see is floor pan. So okay, so after that it will be that's it from me today. So next time I might build something different. I'll think about it. Maybe build another restaurant. Yeah, I'll probably build another restaurant. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you give you a bit more about different architecture firms, architects and stuff. You'll maybe make you guys more interested in architecture in general, not just things. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.